Michelle Obama, Becoming. Welcome to the journey of a Becoming by Michelle Obama. This heartwarming memoir takes you through the life of Michelle, right from the day she started playing piano at her grand dance room in South Chicago, to her experiences as the First Lady of the United States. The book beautifully illustrates how family, education, and perseverance shaped Michelle's life and ultimately led her to the White House. As you read through each chapter, you will be inspired by her determination to make a difference in the world, her resilience in the face of adversity, and how she balanced family life, a challenging career, and politics.
A Symphony of Resilience. Michelle Obama's childhood, marked by her introduction to piano lessons in Chicago's South Shore neighborhood, was filled with music, family, and a defiance to embark on a determined journey toward personal growth. Under her great-aunt Robbie's strict guidance and spurred by ambition, she gradually overcame challenges in pursuit of mastering the piano. The resonant, rhythmic plinking of piano keys echoed through the rooms of Michelle Obama's childhood home. Nestled in a room beneath her bedroom, her great-aunt Robbie relentlessly taught piano lessons to a rhythm of youthful attempts at musical feats. Spellbound by the melodies, 4-year-old Michelle took a determined leap toward her ambition to emulate the elegant notes of her favorite musicians. Unbeknownst to her, the world outside Michelle's safe cocoon of her South Shore neighborhood in Chicago was riddled with political turmoil and social unrest. The 60s came to a bold crescendo while she was cherishing her family's remarkable bond through shared love for music. Michelle's father filled the house with jazz tunes, dance parties flourished at her grandfather Southside's makeshift discos, and cherished memories were formed to the soundtrack of Ella Fitzgerald, John Coltrane, and Miles Davis. Undoubtedly, her first piano teacher would be the stern and unyielding Aunt Robbie. Her strict demeanor nigh for precision set intimidating challenges for young Michelle. Fearlessly, she pursued her goal of earning Robbie's approval and mastering the art of piano. Most beginners start by finding the crucial middle C key, an arduous task for a novice pianist faced with an intimidating array of 88 keys. However, Robbie's piano had a chipped key, which helped Michelle quickly progress in her lessons. This rapid ascension in skill led her to attempt more advanced pieces, a defiance met with disapproval from Robbie, who insisted on patience and following the carefully outlined steps. Finally, the moment came that would test Michelle's mettle, her first piano recital. With pigtails and a new dress, she confidently entered the stage, poised to dazzle the spectators with her performance. However, one glance at the piano and Michelle's resolve faltered. There was no chipped key to indicate middle C. Through this initial wave of panic, her unfaltering guide, Aunt Robbie, stepped up once again. Calmly crossing the stage and reaching over to the uncertain fingers, she pointed to the elusive middle C key. With renewed confidence, Michelle began her performance, a triumphant expression of resilience and determination carried by the notes of her piano. As the youngest member of a tight-knit family with unwavering roots in Chicago's South Shore neighborhood, Michelle Obama grew up finding solace and unity through the captivating melodies of many diverse musicians. Her arduous journey in piano lessons and the unyielding guidance of Aunt Robbie only served to hone her ambition, ultimately paving the way for a future marked with abiding resilience. Striving through challenges. Growing up in a striving environment, Michelle faced several struggles from an early age, but her determination to succeed helped her navigate through these obstacles. She managed to find a supportive school environment at the Whitney M. Young High School, and fostered conviction in her intellectual abilities, eventually becoming confident enough to defy naysayers and set her sights on attending Princeton University. Michelle's childhood was surrounded by people striving to make the most of their available resources, aiming to provide a better future for their children. Despite her innate desire for academic achievement, her circumstances sometimes made it difficult for her to excel. When she entered second grade, Michelle found herself in a chaotic classroom with an ineffective teacher. However, after expressing her frustrations to her mother, she was promptly tested and transferred to a third-grade class with high-performing students who shared her enthusiasm for learning. Looking back, Michelle contemplates how different her life might have been if her mother hadn't intervened at this crucial moment. Thanks to her mother's advocacy and her own perseverance, she eventually earned a spot at Whitney M. Young High School, a diverse school dedicated to providing equal opportunities for talented students across Chicago. Once enrolled, Michelle faced a new challenge, fitting in with students from more affluent backgrounds with experiences she'd never had before. As she navigated this uncharted territory, Michelle found an ally in Santita Jackson, a classmate and the daughter of renowned political leader Jesse Jackson. Through this connection, Michelle was introduced to the world of politics while participating in events such as the Bud Billiken Day Parade. Experiencing the chaotic and frenetic nature of the Jackson household, Michelle quickly realized that a life in politics wasn't for her. Her high school journey was essential in building her intellectual confidence. As she worked hard and excelled at her studies, Michelle earned various accomplishments, such as becoming the class treasurer, joining the National Honor Society, and ranking in the top 10% of her class. With her newfound self-assurance, she aspired to attend Princeton University. However, some individuals, including her guidance counselor, doubted her abilities and dismissed her goals as unrealistic. Instead of succumbing to this negativity, Michelle continued to strive and prove them wrong. Ultimately, she applied to Princeton and was accepted, paving the way for a bright and successful future. Embracing change and growth. Michelle joined Princeton partly due to her brother Craig's presence, but adjusting to the vastly white, male-dominated environment was a challenge. However, she found solace in the Third World Center, TWC, and discovered an influential mentor and single mom, Cherny Brassel, who inspired her to embrace life boldly. Michelle's experiences ultimately shaped her personal and professional growth. Stepping onto Princeton's New Jersey campus with her brother Craig already enrolled and succeeding in basketball, Michelle might have thought her transition to college life would be easier. Still, she couldn't shake off the feeling of being an outsider in this new environment. Observing a sea of predominantly white and male students from her dorm window, Michelle realized the stark reality of her freshman class, less than 9% black, making her feel like a poppy seed in a bowl of rice. Despite initial hurdles, she found comfort and camaraderie in the Third World Center, TWC, a campus organization that embraced diversity. As Michelle worked as an assistant to the woman running TWC, she gained more than just a boss, she gained a guiding force in the form of Cherny Brassel. A single mother juggling work and family, Cherny was a shining example of indefatigable strength and fierce individuality that truly captured Michelle's admiration. Witnessing Cherny's unshakable resilience in the face of adversity, like navigating the chaotic streets of New York City, further emboldened Michelle. A memorable moment unfolded when Cherny asked Michelle to take the driver's seat in a hectic situation, urging her to step out of her comfort zone and live a little. These invaluable experiences with Cherny went on to impact Michelle's personal and professional outlook profoundly. Eventually, Michelle chose to major in sociology at Princeton, with her sights set on attending Harvard Law School. Yet, the immensely valuable life lessons she learned from Cherny transcended academics. Observing Cherny's ability to balance work and motherhood gracefully and stylishly inspired Michelle's own aspirations for the future. Embracing change, overcoming challenges, and boldly pursuing growth became intrinsic to Michelle's journey, thanks in part to her inspirational mentor and friend, Cherny Brassel. Defying doubts, embracing love. Michelle, a Harvard Law School graduate working at a prestigious law firm in Chicago, first encountered Barack Obama as a promising law student she was to advise. Despite initial skepticism about the praise he received and his unconventional ways, she discovered that they shared a like-mindedness that led to a strong bond and eventual romance. As their relationship deepened, Barack's approach to life challenged Michelle to reevaluate her single-minded pursuit of career goals and consider what truly mattered to her. Upon returning to Chicago after completing her law degree at Harvard, Michelle joined the esteemed firm Sidley and Austin. Part of her role entailed mentoring exceptional law students, setting them up for potential roles at the firm. It was in this capacity that she met Barack Obama, a talented law student who had been the subject of high praise from their mutual Harvard professors. Michelle approached their first meeting with skepticism, as she had witnessed white professors overly laud black students dressed in smart suits before. When Barack eventually arrived, tardy and burdened with a smoking habit, Michelle instantly noticed his confidence, self-reliance, and familiarity with Chicago's South Side communities. Despite her initial reservations, a natural rapport developed between them, leading to weeks of smoothly progressing meetings and ultimately, accepting Barack's invitation for a date. During their first date, Michelle found herself surprisingly guarded, reflecting on her rigid pursuit of career goals and questioning whether this path was truly what she wanted. Barack's confident, easygoing demeanor initially felt threatening to her newfound uncertainty. However, as their relationship progressed, Michelle realized just how unique Barack's approach to life truly was. He prioritized having an impact on the world over accumulating wealth and spent his free time intellectually engaging with topics such as urban housing. As Michelle fell in love with Barack, she started to deeply contemplate her own career aspirations, and witnessing her future husband's casual approach on a colleague's barbecue helped her let down her guard and adapt to his more relaxed pace. Following their first kiss over ice cream, any lingering doubts about Barack vanished, marking the beginning of their successful partnership and an enduring love story. Love, loss, and new beginnings. Although Michelle and Barack's relationship was initially strained by distance and her father's deteriorating health, 1991 brought about positive changes. Barack returned to Chicago, and they both found fulfilling jobs that aligned with their values. After getting married in 1992, they continued pursuing careers that focused on helping others. At a time when Michelle and Barack Obama's love was still blossoming, they had to navigate the challenges of a long-distance relationship. Barack was wrapping up his studies at Harvard, where he became the first black editor of the esteemed Harvard Law Review. When Michelle received the distressing news of her father's worsening multiple sclerosis, it further strained their relationship. She watched her once unbreakable father weaken, their final farewell unspoken but understood through gestures of love. After the heartache of losing her father, 1991 marked a turning point for Michelle and Barack. With Barack back in Chicago, they finally had the chance to revel in the comfort of living together. Despite numerous job offers, Barack remained steadfast in his commitment to helping others, prioritizing community work over lucrative legal positions. Michelle, too, found herself contemplating a career shift. She longed to make a tangible impact on people's lives, rather than scrutinizing corporate contracts. Life soon introduced her to Valerie Jarrett, a fellow lawyer who had left the corporate world to pursue a more meaningful path. Their instant connection led to Michelle becoming an assistant to Chicago Mayor Richard Daley Jr. This marked the beginning of a lifelong friendship and professional alliance with Valerie. In October 1992, Michelle and Barack tied the knot, yet they had little time for a honeymoon. November's election season saw Barack join Project Vote, an initiative aimed at increasing voter registration in black communities. Barack's passion for the cause translated into registering 7,000 voters within a week. By 1993, Michelle took on a new role as executive director at the nonprofit Public Allies. The organization focused on connecting talented youth with mentors in the public sector. Having experienced the life-altering impact of meeting the right person, Michelle felt deeply connected to Public Allies' mission. Through love and loss, the early years of Michelle and Barack's relationship set the foundation for their unwavering dedication to helping others. As they found meaning in their work, their bond grew stronger, shaping the inspiring journey of this beloved couple. Uncovering Barack's persuasive charm. On a sweltering summer evening, Michelle joins Barack in a Roseland church basement, where he manages to convince a group of skeptical women about the importance of political engagement. Originally reluctant, Michelle begins to see her husband's ability to inspire change and reluctantly supports his decision to run for a seat in the Illinois State Senate, despite her concerns about the nature of politics and politicians. During the early stages of their relationship, Michelle accompanied Barack to a stifling church basement in Chicago's South Side neighborhood, Roseland. The community, striving to rebuild after factory closures, was bristling with skeptical citizens, particularly a group of older women who questioned the intentions of a sharply dressed young black man. Undeterred, Barack addressed the gathering and ignited their spirits with his passionate speech about the impact of political involvement. He urged them to exercise their right to vote and hold their local representatives accountable, eventually converting doubt into enthusiasm, as they eagerly echoed his words with fervent shouts of "Amen." Witnessing this powerful display solidified Michelle's realization of her husband's magnetic charisma and ability to inspire people. However, his influence came with its challenges, testing the strength of their marriage along the way. Following the completion of the Project Vote campaign, Chicago Magazine lauded Barack's talents and suggested he run for office, an idea he initially dismissed to focus on his pending memoir. With the looming threat of repaying a sizable advance, Barack applied his tenacity to complete Dreams from My Father, which hit shelves in 1995. Coinciding with its launch, he was courted to actively enter the political arena. Despite her awareness of Barack's innate ability to inspire positive change, Michelle harbored reservations about political life, drawing from her own experiences and distrust of the political realm. She believed Barack would accomplish more good leading a nonprofit organization, rather than as a distant politician in a bureaucratic office. When an Illinois State Senate seat representing their Hyde Park residence opened, Michelle cautioned Barack about the frustrations and limitations of political life. However, his optimism prevailed, stating, "Maybe. But maybe I can do some good. Who knows?" Unable to counter his rationale, Michelle ultimately offered her support to her idealistic husband, though she remained skeptical and concerned about his vulnerability in the ruthless world of politics. Handling the political venom. Different reactions to personal attacks can cause friction between partners, especially when entering the world of politics. Michelle and Barack Obama are a prime example of how contrasting approaches can impact a relationship. When Barack faced scathing and hurtful remarks during his early political career, he exemplified resilience, while Michelle struggled to cope with the vitriol. This divergence became evident during a particularly difficult setback, where the couple found themselves under fire for seemingly prioritizing their daughter's health over a significant vote. Although Barack lost the primary, their family grew stronger as they welcomed a new member, showcasing the importance of putting loved ones first. Discussing different approaches to challenging situations, Michelle and Barack Obama demonstrate that one's temperament can play a significant role in thriving within the political sphere. Barack's ability to remain unfazed amid confrontations sets him apart from Michelle, who struggles with processing personal attacks. This difference, previously inconsequential in their lives, became glaringly apparent during their introduction to the cutthroat world of politics. A particularly trying time occurred in 1999, when Barack was campaigning for the House of Representatives, and faced fellow Democrats Bobby Rush and Don Trotter. At the height of the campaign, an unforeseen emergency vote on a contentious gun control bill required his attention. Simultaneously, the couple's daughter, Malia, was suffering from an ear infection in Hawaii, and Barack's decision to remain by her side was met with heavy backlash. Accusations and insults rained down upon him, ranging from being labeled a gutless sheep to a white man in blackface. Although these false and acerbic attacks had a harsh effect on Michelle, they exhibited Barack's unwavering dedication to his family. Eventually losing the primary but continuing to serve in the state Senate, their life's priorities remained intact. With the birth of their second daughter, Sasha, the importance of family values emerged victorious over the cruel world of politics. Embracing the political journey. Despite initial hesitation and struggles with family life, Michelle Obama eventually found purpose in her husband's political career. As Barack's popularity grew, Michelle understood the impact it could have on the nation and embraced her role in supporting his journey. In the beginning, Michelle Obama was far from enthusiastic about her husband's political ambitions. As a state senator, Barack's demanding schedule meant that family time was often scarce. The couple's struggle to balance their personal lives drove them to attend couples counseling. When the idea of running for the U.S. Senate emerged, Michelle wasn't excited. In fact, she secretly doubted he would win, considering his prior loss in a congressional primary. However, she agreed to support him under the condition that, if he lost, he would give up politics to make a difference in other ways. Destiny had other plans, and Barack's Republican opponent dropped out of the race, propelling him towards a career in the Senate. Despite his increased workload and even less time with family, it became clear that politics was where Barack could make a significant impact. The turning point came when presidential candidate John Kerry invited Barack to deliver the keynote speech at the 2004 Democratic National Convention. In a stunning, heartfelt speech that showcased his sincerity and passion, Barack captured the nation's attention. While Michelle recognized her husband's brilliance, their life was about to change dramatically as Barack's popularity soared. As NBC commentator Chris Matthews aptly put it, "I've just seen the first black president." By the time Barack announced his candidacy for president, it was apparent how much hope and inspiration he brought to the American people. When 15,000 people braved a freezing Illinois day to attend the announcement event, Michelle realized the gravity of their new reality. They were no longer just a family, they embodied the hopes and dreams of countless individuals. This realization sparked a change of heart in Michelle. She understood the responsibility laid upon them to make a difference in the lives of those who looked to her husband as a beacon of hope. Embracing her new role, she became an instrumental figure in sharing Barack's message, supporting his journey, and playing a significant part in his successes. By opening her heart to the world of politics, Michelle came to understand the potential they had to shape the future of America. Adapting to the spotlight. The 2008 presidential campaign brought significant changes to the Obama family's life, including early Secret Service security detail for Barack. Despite the challenges of living a highly public life, Michelle worked tirelessly to maintain a sense of normalcy for her children, Malia and Sasha. As the family transitioned to life in the White House, she continued to prioritize the girls' well-being, ensuring they felt at home and could build friendships despite their new circumstances. In the whirlwind of the 2008 presidential campaign, Michelle Obama watched her husband transform into a man perpetually on the move. Along with his newfound celebrity status, he faced threats, receiving Secret Service protection earlier than any candidate in history. While understanding the need for heightened security, Michelle worried about its impact on their children's lives and sought to maintain a semblance of normalcy on the campaign trail. The Obama family found ways to celebrate special occasions amidst the tumult. The 4th of July that year doubled as a birthday party for Malia. Although surrounded by strangers singing, "Happy Birthday," her cheeseburger picnic served as a small reminder of regular family life. The girls adjusted remarkably well to their new circumstances, finding joy in playing cards with the campaign staff and exploring new towns for ice cream shops. The Secret Service agents, initially intimidating, eventually became friends to the family. Once Barack secured the election, life in the White House introduced a whole new set of challenges. Even mundane activities like walking outside or purchasing a birthday card demanded the coordination of countless security measures. Michelle and Barack had to accept their loss of privacy and autonomy, but the well-being of Malia and Sasha remained Michelle's top priority. Determined to make the White House feel like a home, Michelle encouraged the girls to embrace the space as their own, playing in the hallways or finding snacks in the pantry. She also faced the task of navigating the strict protocols to arrange playdates for her children, ensuring their social lives wouldn't suffer. As the family settled into their new surroundings, Michelle found reassurance in witnessing her children's ability to find joy. The sight of Malia and Sasha sledding down a snow-covered slope using the White House's kitchen trays strengthened her belief that this unique experience just might turn out to be a positive one for them in the end. Pioneering a healthier nation. As the first African-American First Lady, Michelle Obama faced unique challenges and intense scrutiny. She made cautious efforts to complement the administration's policies without overstepping boundaries, leading her to create the "Let's Move" initiative. This program targeted childhood obesity and introduced a successful White House garden, which not only promoted healthy eating, but also humanized the presidential residence and provided thousands of pounds of fresh produce each year. Inhabiting the White House came with its perks and challenges. Although Barack Obama's new lifestyle saved him time, and he could attend more family dinners, Michelle Obama found herself in a challenging role as the First Lady, particularly as the first African American in that position. Being offered no manual or instructions for her role, Michelle wisely navigated the possible pitfalls, taking heed of the advice given by Hillary Clinton. Indeed, Hillary had warned of the criticism she received for trying to use her experience as a lawyer to help set policies. Consequently, Michelle sought initiatives that would supplement the administration's policies while standing as individual undertakings. In response, she launched the Let's Move initiative to combat the tripling childhood obesity rates of the past 30 years, affecting 1 in every 3 American children. Michelle conceived the idea of starting a White House garden to promote fresh and healthy eating, while also making the residents feel more welcoming. After obtaining 1,100 square feet of the White House South Lawn, Michelle engaged local 5th-grade students to help her prepare the land for planting. Soon, the garden sprouted a variety of vegetables and fruits, catching the attention of the press. The extensive coverage further supported the initiative, though it also brought apprehension. Michelle worried about the potential bad press if her garden were to fail. It was essential that the garden thrive to ensure her term as the First Lady began well. Thankfully, the garden flourished. Just 10 weeks later, the first harvest gathered 90 pounds of produce, which served as ingredients for daily meals at the White House. During her time there, the garden would yield an impressive 2,000 pounds of food annually, effectively combining her passion to address childhood obesity with her new role as the First Lady, thus endearing her to the nation as a heartwarming and relatable figure. Life in the White House spotlight. Adjusting to life as the First Lady of the United States can be both thrilling and challenging. Michelle Obama experienced myriad emotions during her time at the White House, finding herself in the midst of negative press, security concerns, and even dangerous situations. Nevertheless, she persevered, using her platform to spearhead initiatives like combating gun violence, supporting at-risk children, and empowering her own sense of self-worth. When Michelle and Barack Obama endeavored to enjoy a simple date night during their first term in the White House, the idea of dinner and a Broadway play was too enticing to resist. Despite extensive planning, however, the outing caused inconvenience to New York residents and opened the Obamas to negative press coverage. The first date night in ages turned out to be more challenging than expected, demonstrating the complexity of life in the spotlight. As the Obamas settled into the White House, Michelle continued to grapple with negative media attention. She took particular issue with baseless rumors surrounding her husband's birthplace, which were not only hurtful but also appeared to embolden dangerous individuals. This became all too clear in 2011, when an assailant fired on the White House with a semi-automatic rifle, leaving a bullet mark in Michelle's reading room that served as a constant reminder of the necessity for strict security measures. In response to this incident and growing concerns about gun violence, Michelle made the issue one of her primary focuses. She was deeply affected by the tragic killing of 15-year-old Hadia Pendleton, who had attended the 2013 inauguration, and subsequently became involved in efforts to support at-risk children in her hometown of Chicago. Michelle collaborated with Mayor Rahm Emanuel and local community leaders to raise $33 million for youth programs in the city. To further engage with and inspire these children, Michelle invited students from Chicago's South Side to visit the White House and tour Howard University. While a hug from the First Lady wouldn't solve their problems, Michelle aimed to remind them that their futures were not dictated by their geographical origin. Despite the unique challenges of living in the White House, Michelle remained committed to making a difference and nurturing her self-confidence. As she looked back on her tenure as First Lady, she felt pride in her accomplishments and silenced the nagging doubts that questioned her worthiness. However, her experiences didn't inspire a love for politics, and she expressed no desire to run for office herself. In the end, Michelle Obama's time in the White House spotlight revealed the complexities and challenges of her role, but also showcased her resilience, drive, and commitment to using her position to create lasting, impactful change.
In Becoming, Michelle Obama reminds us of the power of determination, family values, and education in shaping our lives. Throughout her incredible journey, she has faced numerous challenges, but her strong character has allowed her to overcome them and emerge as a true role model for women everywhere. Michelle's remarkable experiences, from her humble beginnings in South Chicago to her time as the First Lady, emphasize the importance of staying true to oneself and pursuing one's ambitions. As you finish reading this book, let it inspire you to strive for greatness, stay committed to your values, and live an authentic life that touches the lives of others.